Jim and I were the only two employees when I joined I-10 5 years ago.
And it's hard to imagine now because of what's going on in St. Louis, but back in those days, people just didn't think that there was really anything that could be very exciting in the tech space around St. Louis. You know, we don't do that. We brew beer. You know, we know how to make fighter jets. We used to build cars.
Starting a new company was something that was done elsewhere. Here, you worked for one of the big manufacturing companies, or you worked for one of the big, be it breweries, shoe company, etc.
So that time we do event, we have to carry tables by ourselves, buy food by ourselves. We have to do everything, from scratch. So these days it's different.
St. Louis popped up on my radar in really the summer of 2011. A lot of things like BioSTL, the biogenerator, Arch Grants was just starting to do some advertising and publicizing this new initiative, and I thought, well, there's something going on.
I think we're going through a renaissance. I think that when you look historically of where St. Louis has been with large corporations and the shift, where a lot of them have changed headquarters or been gobbled up, there's been a void, and that void has been filled in large part by a lot of entrepreneurial individuals who are creating new companies.
The key now is going to be to keep them here developing in St. Louis.
And what I found is this was a community that had done a lot of initial work, and now the big charge was we just need seed funding, right? That was the big charge a little over 2 years ago, if we only had seed funding. And it's amazing to see what's happened from that 2-year point to where we are today. So if we go January 2012 to today, seed funding is no longer our plea. Now it's we need Series A.
We're really on an upwards growth pattern right now. So we've seen I-10, grow and become a vibrant organization for helping entrepreneurs. We've seen the early stage funding come together and things like Capital Innovators and the Arch Grants and those kind of things. And now the next stage is to really attract some serious capital.
$20 million annually for the next 5 years. So that $20 million goes to finance probably on an annual basis 20 or more mature companies which are growing and are looking for expansion capital.
It's very gratifying to see what's going on today in St. Louis. And I can say that from a personal I-10 point of view, because when we first started out, we had two missions really, or they're really combined, two aspects of the same mission. Number one, to help startup technology companies be successful. The second is to help create that ecosystem that can continue to produce those kinds. So in other words, folks that are connected, folks that know what they're doing, entrepreneurs being able to help entrepreneurs.
My vision is that there are hundreds of well-funded companies in St. Louis who are attracting capital from around the country, and that those companies are growing out of I-10 and then in being successful on their own, becoming acquired, and then that feeds back into the community, and we create this ecosystem that is not just a lot of little startups, but it's a lot of serial entrepreneurs who have had a successful exit and are now on their second or third iteration.
Ultimately, serial entrepreneurs are the real gold, if you will, of an ecosystem. So we really started about trying to help create that, and to see what's going on now in the ecosystem, where you've got Cultivation Capital and Capital Innovators and T-Rex and now Cambridge Innovation Center and Arch Grants, a flowering of those kinds of different support. Some of them are for-profit, some of them are not-for-profit, but altogether it really is starting to be a very rich environment for startups to get going. And I think when companies and individuals visit here from other cities, they recognize that.
The amazing thing I think about St. Louis today is that week after week you can come to discover that there are great emerging companies coming in all different areas within town. And whether that's aerospace or consumer products or financial services or tech and applied technology in the medical space, all these companies are being nurtured here, and the diversity of them is extraordinary.